This is part 2 of the video on email and Gmail. It continues on from where part 1 left off. Inbox, you can do a bit of configuring there. Now this one could be important. Accounts and imports, no. This one, if you get email coming from anyone, you can actually create a filter and get it deleted. You can see here I've added a number of filters in, and I said delete any emails from these people. You can also send them straight to a specific folder, and you can catch them up later. Another one is forwarding. If you have a number of accounts, you may want to send your email onto another account. So you add a forwarding address, and in that forwarding address you can either delete the email from this email or retain it so you can access it later. And the other ones I don't worry about. But coming back to accounts, this is grant access to your account. This is how you can set up for, if you have a couple of accounts, you can let someone access, or one of those other accounts access this account, and that's called proxies. Okay, so they can open up the email and get a proxy. But you can also set up check email from other accounts if they're Google. I assume it's for Google accounts, so you can add in another account. So I have it so I can in this I've got a couple of other accounts that I check, and my wife has asked me to include her account, so I can check her things for various things. So if I get back out of here and get back into the inbox, and it's taking a few seconds to load. I just got a new email from Vodafone. They're processing my direct debit. If I click on this little picture up here of me, and these are the other accounts that I'm managing. There's Irina Ingram and a thing called Anglo-Saxon. I can click on, say, Irina Ingram. It opens up a new window, and then I can then she can either access her email, or I can access it for her. So there's a number of things in here. Okay, the main thing she wants is for me to print out various Lang & Simmons, and also to pay her Coles credit card. So I've got to have access to it to know what to do. Okay, so coming back here in the inbox, any email that's has come up bold, it hasn't been read. Okay, so I haven't read Vodafone, I haven't read Ron Clarson's. These other ones I've read. Okay, so if I click on Ron Clarson's, and this obviously has pictures in it, so for a bit of humour. And you can see now that I've read it, it's come back as in normal writing, and it's not bold. If I reply to it, I'd end up with a threaded thing, so there'll be one from me to Ron, and also the one I sent, it'll go into my sent folder. I can now delete files. So this one is I can actually don't want this because this is an ad. I don't know how it got through the Gmail's algorithm, but I can just click in here, highlight it, then I can see if there's any others I may want deleted. One from George's Camera, TripAdvisor I don't want, and here's a few. A couple for myself. I've just sent myself some images. As you can see, these are attachments, and I'll just delete those. Delete this one from NRMA, and I'll read the other ones later. Then I just hit the garbage can, which is the thing for the delete, and it's now gone into my delete folder or trash can, and anything in the trash can I can most probably recover later. Another thing is moving right along with file attachments. If I'm going to send a file, I can attach it, but attachments usually have either the sending application or the receiving mail program might have a file size limit for attachments of either 20 megabytes or 25 megabytes. So you've got to be, if you're going to send a number of pictures, and if they're full resolution pictures, you might have to only send one at a time, or you might have to reduce the size of the file size. Now, emails have been a good system, except for a couple of, there have been a number of issues. One is information overload. When I was working, I'd be getting maybe 50 to 100 emails a day. If I didn't act on something within the first half hour, it'll go out of sight and out of mind, and I wouldn't act on it. I'd forget all about it. The other thing is, but now that I've retired, I don't get that many emails. It's just some of these other things that are coming up. The couple of other issues with emails is you have the as I mentioned before, there's a limit to attachment size. You do get a lot of spam, but the spam folder, a lot of the algorithms used nowadays are very good, and you can also add for detecting spam, but that you might get false positives. So occasionally, if you're expecting something from a company and it hasn't come through, check your spam folder. It could be in there. And if you are getting a lot of things that you don't want to see, you can either get in your configuration and delete them so you don't get to see them at all, or put them into a spam folder for you to check out later. Another one is malware. That's not such a big thing at the moment. It has been before. Another thing is if you're flaming, a thing called flaming, it's easy to get up there and start abusing someone. You've got to be careful with that, because you can end up with defamation suit on your hand, because anything you write on any social media platform, including email, is considered to be publishing, and so you can be held legally responsible. And then there's another thing of digital legacies. What happens if someone passes away? Because a lot of companies now are requiring you to send or receive various invoices and things like that via email, rather than, so they can save money in hard copy and mail. And if that person passes, you don't have access to it. Coming right back to they're just some of the issues that you need to be aware of with email. Having said that, it's still a good system. I prefer talking to people and discussing things with email rather than talking to them on the phone, or using any of the other messaging systems from other platforms, such as, well, a lot of other platforms have got their own messaging systems, such as Facebook, your Messenger on your Samsung phone has got a messaging system, even Dropbox has got a messaging system. A lot of these things have got messaging systems, but email seems to be a lot better, and that's what I prefer. As I mentioned, I don't use make up my own folders. That's up to you. That's a matter of preference. That means I prefer if you can just drag something into one of the other folders, and you have things like folders defined for your, say, work, for your hobbies that you've got. You know, I could easily have one for Computer Pals and put it in there. But one thing Google is good at, and that's searching. So I keep everything in my inbox. As you can see, I've got 2,281 folders in my emails in my inbox. And Google is good at searching. If I do a search here and I write in splash, which is a thing for the 5 Computer Pals on the northern beaches, it gives me a number of searches that have come up. So I can click on Ask a Splash there, and it'll actually search all the in the headers, which are the subject, who, from, to, and also in the bulk of the email, the body of the email, for all the things for splash. So I get back to the email and type in another thing, say, well, here's Waterford Crystal, so say type in Waterford. That's a, I don't know how that got in here. And there's actually it's picked up all the things from my spam folder, plus the one that was able to get through. So you know, it's fairly powerful, and you just can use the standard search things. And that's about it. Thank you very much. This concludes the videos on email and Gmail. I hope you found both videos informative and instructive. Thank you.